Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thanks so much for being with us. We are in the sanctuary tonight. We haven't been in the sanctuary with our family service for a very long time. And I am here tonight with Cantor Rebecca Mirsky. So
Shabbat
wonderful
Shalom.
to have you. Thank you for being with us. Cantor Paul is gone for a few weeks for some well-deserved rest. And it's just wonderful to be with you and to share a little Shabbat with you. So as always, we're going to start with a few songs to get our spirits warmed up, get our voices warmed up, and to begin to bring in Shabbat.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Now I'm going to do my actual favorite Shabbat song is Shabbat Feeling. So when I do Shabbat Feeling, I'm going to do a couple body parts. And I think the rabbi is going to have to show us where those body parts are. So can you handle that?
I think so.
You think so? Okay, so here we go. I got that Shabbat feeling up in my Rosh, up in my Rosh, up in my Rosh. I got that Shabbat feeling up in my Rosh, up in my Rosh today. I've got that Shabbat feeling in my Raglaim, in my Raglaim, in my Raglaim. I got that Shabbat feeling in my Raglaim, in my Raglaim to stay. I've got that Shabbat feeling deep in my lev, deep in my lev, deep in my lev. I got that Shabbat feeling deep in my lev, deep in my lev to stay. I'm going to have it in my ears because we're all listening to the service. So I've got that Shabbat feeling in my oznaim, in my oznaim, in my oznaim. I've got that Shabbat feeling in my oznaim, in my oznaim to stay. And I think I'm going to have it, since I'm singing, I think I'm going to have it in my peh, and we'll do that. It'll be our last one, okay? I've got that Shabbat feeling here in my peh, here in my peh, here in my peh. I got that Shabbat feeling here in my peh, here in my peh to stay. Hine matov manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לילה לה 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 לילה, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לילה לה 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 לה, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Oh, Hine Matov, how wonderful it is for us to spend this time together. We're going to bring in Shabbat by lighting our Shabbat candles. And we're going to light our candles and say our blessing. After we light our candles, oops, you're not going to be able to hear me. We light our candles and we make our 3 circles, 1 circle for ourselves and 1 circle for our family and 1 circle for all the people in the world, and we join in our blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We continue to bring in Shabbat, singing Lecha Dodi and wishing each other Shabbat Shalom Umevorach, a Shabbat of peace and of blessing.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabla Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shalom umevorach Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabla Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shalom umevorach.
We turn now to our Baruch Hu, to our call to prayer. If you're at home and it's a comfortable place to do that, you can stand up, or if you're in a chair and it's hard to see the screen, if you're in a chair or not in the chair, maybe sit up a little straighter for Baruch Hu, our call to prayer.
Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach.
Baruch
Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Vaed. Hamevorach Leolam Vaed.
We continue by connecting ourselves to the Holy One, to God, to everything that exists, to the oneness of the world, singing Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
We join in singing our song of freedom, Mi Chamocha.
Ya bye bye bim bibby bye, ya bye 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 bim bye, ya bye bye bim bibby bye, ya bye 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 bim bye, bye 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 bye, ya bye 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 bim bye, bye 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 bye, ya bye 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 bim bye. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot o seifele, nora tehilot o seifele. Ya bye bye bim bibby bye, ya bye 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 bim bye, ya bye bye bim bibby bye, ya bye 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 bim bye, ya bye 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 bye, ya bye 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 bim bye, ya bye 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 bye, ya bye 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 bim bye.
In a moment, we first say the words that ask God to open our mouths and our hearts that we may say words of blessing. And then our prayer, Avot v'Imahot, that connects us to everybody who came before us, to our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents and great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, all the way back to Abraham and Sarah, and we give thanks for all of them with our Avot v'Imahot prayer. So we start with Adonai Tzvotai Tiftach.
Adonai Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. O God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu ve'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, ve'Elohei Rachel. Baruch atah Adonai Magin Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah.
We are going to sing our Torah song. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy.
Shalom, 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 shalom. life to them that hold fast to it. All of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it. And all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. Eitz chaim hi lemachzikim ba tomcheha me'ushar. Eitz chaim hi lemachzikim ba v'tomcheha me'ushar. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Well, Shabbat Shalom again, everybody. I'm going to share a story, one of my favorites. So there was a family, and this was a big family. The family lived in a very small house. It was very crowded. The house only had 2 rooms, one kind of big room where they sat and where they ate and where all the family things happened, and actually where the kids slept at night also. And then there was a bedroom for the parents, and that was the whole house. And it was a busy house. They had a small farm, and the kids would run in and out from playing outside or from working in the fields, and they would drag the dirt with them and be playing. And it was a crowded place. Well, one Shabbat, when they sat down at the table, the kids were particularly fighting with each other, even more than usual. I want to lead the Kiddush. No, I want to light the candles. No, I want to sit there. You're in my chair. No, you're in my chair. And it didn't feel very much like a Shabbat Shalom, a Shabbat of peace. And so, after Shabbat, the parents went to see the rabbi to find out how they could create a more peaceful Shabbat at home. So they went to see the rabbi. They knocked on the rabbi's door. It was an old door, a squeaky door. So the rabbi came to the door. Squeaky door. They said, Rabbi, what do we do? The house is just too crazy with all the kids and the dirt and the stuff. The rabbi thought and thought and thought and thought and thought. And then said, I know. Cow. They looked at the rabbi. Cow? What do you mean? You have a cow, right? Yes, we do. Bring the cow into the house. It seemed like a silly idea, but this was the time, a long time ago, where people listened to their rabbi. And so they brought the cow. They brought the cow into the house. Remember, this was a small house, and, well, it was a big cow. It filled up most of that big room that we talked about at the beginning of the story. And the kids were still running in and out, but now they had to get around the cow. And didn't seem to be more peaceful in the house. It seemed to be less. So a day later, they went back to the rabbi. They knocked on the door again. Rabbi, we did just what you said. We brought the cow into the house, but it has not helped. The rabbi thought and thought and thought and thought and thought. Chickens! Chickens! You have chickens, right? I remember you have chickens from when I was at the house. Yes, Rabbi, we have chickens. You should bring the chickens in the house. Well, you know, chickens you can't just lead into the house. They had to chase the chickens, and it took them a long time to get them in the house, and now the chickens were all over the house. Chickens were all over. They were really, unlike the cow which just stood there, the chickens were everywhere. When they sat down at the table to eat their breakfast and their cereal, the chickens would jump up on the table and start eating out of their bowl, and there were little feathers floating around the house, and the house was starting to smell. It really wasn't such a nice place. So they went back to the rabbi. Rabbi, we have a cow. We have chickens. This is not working. Can you please help us? Goat. Rabbi, you can't be serious. I'm very serious. Bring your goat. Bring your goat. So they did. They brought the goat from the barn. They still, of course, had the chickens. And they had the cow. And now there was a goat. And they had to set up guard duty for the goat. Somebody always had to be watching the goat, because the goat ate everything. If you didn't watch the goat, it started to eat the couch. If you didn't watch the goat, it started to eat the chair. If you didn't watch the goat, it started to eat the wall. The goat would eat anything, so they all had to be careful and be watching the goat all the time. Well, they've had enough of this. They weren't sleeping. The house smelled. There were feathers blowing around. Really was not going to work anymore. So they went to the rabbi. Rabbi, this is not working. You have to help us. Rabbi said, well, tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow morning, I want you to take the cow, and I want you to take the chickens, and I want you to take the goat, and I want you to put them back in the barn. And I want you all to work together as a family to clean and scrub the house from top to bottom and from side to side, and to get it all beautiful for Shabbat, set a wonderful Shabbat table, and to sit down for a Shabbat dinner together. Oh, sounds like a great idea, Rabbi. And so they did. They took the cow out of the house. Bye, cow. They chased the chickens out of the house. Bye, chickens. See ya. They took the goat out of the house. Bye, goat. And they started to clean, and they scrubbed. It took them the whole day to clean the house. It was really dirty. And they cleaned, but the house looked beautiful, and it smelled wonderful. And they cooked a scrumptious dinner and put flowers on the table. And as they sat down for Shabbat, even though the kids were still fighting over who was going to say Kiddush and who was going to sit in which chair and who was going to light candles, it felt like the most peaceful Shabbat that they had ever had. And from then on, all of their Shabbats felt like Shabbat Shalom, like Shabbats of peace.
All around, everywhere, everywhere, all around, everywhere, holy, holiness. In the highest sky, in the highest sky, in the deepest sea,
in the deepest sea,
in the highest sky, in the deepest sea, holy, holiness. In my heart,
in my heart,
in your soul,
in your soul,
in my heart, in your soul, holy, holiness. As with you, so with me,
so with me.
as with you, so with me, holy, holiness. In the highest sky,
In the highest sky,
in the deepest sea,
in the deepest sea,
in the highest sky, in the deepest sea, holy, holiness.
Just a few announcements. First, always reminder to check your Thursday emails for all the things that are going on around TBI. I continue to teach my Jewish ethics class on Tuesday evenings, and we would certainly welcome people to join that. And there's other adult Jewish learning opportunities coming up. Hanukkah is here before we know it, right after Thanksgiving, and we will be, that will be our first family service back in the sanctuary. Will be that Shabbat of Hanukkah. So keep an eye out for information about that, and we look forward to welcoming you back into the sanctuary. And of course, for our Shabbat Classic services, our regular services, we moved back a couple of weeks ago, so we are in the sanctuary each Friday night at 7:30, and you are always welcome to join us. I want to offer a special thanks to Cantor Rebecca Mursky for joining us and helping to share her helping to share beautiful music with us this evening and lead us in prayer. And we're going to close with our family blessing. So pull the people who you're with close, your parents or grandparents or brothers or sisters or whoever is with you, friends, pull them close to you so we can offer blessings to one another.
Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you with good and keep you safe.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yikunecha.
May God be with you and be kind to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom shalom.
May you always know that God is close, and may God give you the gift of peace. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for being with us. We hope that you have a Shabbat of blessing and peace. See you soon. Take care.
Shabbat Shalom.